There we go. Finally. It's like musical chairs. I don't know, it's like everything I got just doesn't seem compatible. I'm like stuck in between here. I've got new headphones that are USB Type C, but only got one Type C USB port in the back of my computer, which will not reach where I'm at. And then I've got just your typical 3.5mm earbud jacks. Those didn't work either for some reason, but it seems like the Astros always work. But it's obviously it's a rechargeable headset, so battery life is sometimes an issue. But anyways, here we go. Let's change my playback here so I can hear. Which means you guys might have to have it changed there as well. And then we'll see if this works here. Make sure. Looks good. Let me know if you guys can hear me. So much more time involved when streaming stuff like this. It's a little faster at your own leisure, but so we are going to looking to see if Mark Turmell has the same type of button sheet to enter the quote-unquote secret Midway menu, which if you've seen the other videos, there's not much to it. Just mostly audits with a few extra screens. Okay, so here we got, let me give you the rundown here. I first found this in NBA Hang Time, and I stumbled across it because I don't know where I was at. I was somewhere looking in the code or something, and I saw this string of text, and it just said, secret Midway menu right here, as you can see. So chaining that back from the string and where the string's called and everything, and I was able to find out where it starts, what it checks for, and how to do it. So we're gonna do the same thing on Wrestlemania. So typically that cheat code would look for your inputs, but Wrestlemania was a little different. Wrestlemania, I didn't get the same results as far as seeing if something was reading the inputs. So you see there I put a watch point in to read the inputs on this board. This particular board, the inputs are at this location, and if you see, you can see them change as I push the button. So there's nothing reading those inputs presently. I don't know if there's a mirrored area in RAM that might have inputs as well. Some games have that or use that. But I was able to find, if we go back over here, I was able to find this is the array, which is the cheat buttons. are the string of buttons you must press to get into the menu. This is from NBA Hang Time, by the way. So if I go over to Wrestlemania, you can see I found a similar kind of array. So we're gonna go from there and find out. Turn down the game. The game seems like it's super loud. There we go. Alright, so let's find out what this thing does. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the location of this array here. And I'm gonna search for any references to it. And right off the bat we got 2 references to it, which is interesting. This looks like the start of a routine here. This looks like another array, so we'll copy that address and we'll come over here and we'll put that in as a breakpoint. And see if we get something out of that. We'll let that run while we go get the other one because there are 2 of them. We come down to the code here. This is assigning that cheat array or that button input array to register A9. This is putting 1 in register A0. This is calling a routine. If I had to guess, FF8A D930 might be the delay routine. So we'll put that in there. Because if it runs like the other ones I'm used to, that is definitely what's going to be happening there. It's going to put a frame delay, and it's pretty much going to, every frame it checks for your input. That's how it works. Alright, so let's go back over here. Let's keep looking down this. This is pulling a value from, okay, there we go. It's actually looking at 186. That's the input address it's looking at. So it's pulling a value from RAM at that input address. And it does a compare. It checks if it's 0. If it's not 0, it jumps. And so what we can do here, we can pretty much say that's where we're going to go. But there's going to be, that's step 2. Step 1, we're going to find step 1 and how to get to that. Because the way it's done in NBA Jam is you got to hold up in all 3 buttons on player 1 and player 2 side, and something will happen on the screen. And then you hold down on both control sticks, and then it should show you the developer screen. And then at that point is when you put in the cheat code. So we'll see. We can also do, I'll just go back over here. We're actually supposed to be over here. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. We're looking at hang time. We already got hang time. Let's start over here. Well, let's get that address. So that's what we want to find. We want to find Alright, same scenario here, same setup. But this is going to be a valid breakpoint though, so we'll put this over here. We'll clear our last one. Put that one in there. Let's do a reset here. I don't expect it to break just because of the fact that that's step 2. We got to find step 1. Generally, I can probably do top of my head. Let's go over here. Let me see. I'm trying to remember what the compare was for. We'll just do a generic script here. That way we can get some assembly code here. I want to say 7171 is, it's compared. There we go. So let's look for this code here. It's like the NBA Jams. It's going to look for a value in AO, or I'm sorry, yeah, value in A0. AD40OB, and we got nothing though. It could be different, but that's why. I'll try it again. All right. I think this looks about right. So we just gotta find the beginning of this routine here. Here's the compare right there. And if it doesn't equal it, it's going to skip all this code here, which is basically how you get into the screen to put the other cheat in. So, and I'm going to say this is probably the flag in memory that is going to determine whether or not we make it into the secret menu. So we'll put a breakpoint there, and we'll come back. Okay, so here we go. An instant break as soon as we put that in. So this can be done almost any time during the attract mode. So we've got 70. Yeah. So okay, so our flag is set. Kind of interesting to see what this is here. Let's call another value here. It's the input. Okay, so that's why we weren't getting a break for that first watch point for the inputs, because it doesn't use the default address. What we can do, we can just go in here and there's our code we found, OB40. And we'll put A1 equals 1 because it's going to decrement it. Jump if it's greater. Now this is where it looks to see if our controls, our joysticks are both held down. And we'll put this routine in here. I know it's all too common now. This is going to be the routine that shows the developer screen. So we'll go ahead and we'll add that to our inclusion file. Alright, so we'll run it. It's going to stop almost immediately. And there's our flag there. We'll just copy that flag description over because it uses the same type as NBA Jam. So we'll go secret midway menu flag is what we call it here. And that's 10F27EO. So you see our flag's already set here, 107 EO, it's right there. So we should, let's see, 40, okay, so we should be good there. This is just going to show, we'll put a breakpoint there because that's going to take us back. You know what? No, that's not the way it works on this one. Got a thread destroy here somewhere in here. I just got to find it. It's going to be a jump address. It's probably yeah. It might be that one. I'll run through. We'll see what happens here. Let me take off a couple of these. So this is odd. It's actually, it stays. True, which is kind of backwards. You can see it doesn't get wiped. And here's a breakpoint to where it's reading it. Alright, so that's our other RAM address we're going to write down there because that goes with the checks here. It's an input timer they use. WWF 2150. Oh, wait a minute. 116 to ACO. Let's make this easy for us. Alright, so you can see our new inclusions are updated now. So here's our flag. Although I really don't understand why it's true right off the rip. It shouldn't be, which is odd. So let's get back in there. Alright, so it's going to pull that value. One of its not equal to 1. It's still bizarre. I don't understand why it's still 1. It shouldn't be 1. Alright, so basically all this is just a clearing process here. It's going to wipe a lot of the RAM that's used. What I found was more based towards an NBA Jam was the player flags and stuff. So it just does a simple clear there, and then let's see what happens. Comes here. This is assigning stuff to the DMA. Okay, well, we kind of got ourselves stuck in a delay routine, which you can't get into once you step out of. At least not immediately. It takes a long time sometimes. So this time we'll go through. We'll do a save state. That way we get stuck, we can revert. Alright, so save our state. Right there, we can take the breakpoint off of that because we don't need that. We're past that point. And now we're back at, we're right into process 1, step 1, where it's going to show the developers, which last time, if you noticed, it didn't show developers. It went to the background and it didn't do anything. It just sat there, which is kind of weird, but alright, so it checks our flag here. It's good, and the FF80 D350 was that clearing routine. I want to say, well, maybe this FF81 18A or 8A20 is the delay routine we stepped in last time. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So what we'll do here, we'll write this down. Just so we know next time we see it, we don't step into, but we step over it. That way we get stuck in that loop. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I did? This is probably from the NBA Jam, NBA Hangtime 1, when I was wrongfully in the wrong code. Let's go find it. Red delay D930. Oh, DA. Yeah, that's not adding up. I gotta put some kind of something on in the background because these Astros, they'll turn themselves off if there's nothing coming through the speaker. Alright, I think that's low enough to where it'll keep it up. What's up, Loading Z? Alright, so I don't know where this, we've already got a description in here. I don't know where this number came from, but that don't seem right. FF81 8A20. That might be right, okay. Alright. One way to find out. Let's do this. Let's do this here. Let's AO equals 1. We'll go to higher number, and Yeah, it seemed like that is a delay. It came back after. Let's do this. Instead of. Alright, so we won't fall into that trap anymore if it comes. Now, I think there was 2 different styles, which is odd for the delay routines. Haven't done a whole bunch of work on the wolf units, but I've never seen that on the T units or the Y units. It seems like it's just these two, and it's just been this area of code that I've been looking into, so it could be just this area, or it could be widespread, but we know to step over that so we don't get stuck anyhow. Moving on. So there's something else in that routine that's causing it not to load. Unless this is all it does, and then we got to put that input in. So let's go. Let's look at that input again and see if we can figure out what it is. It might be similar. It might be the same thing as hang time. I know the NBA Jam input is a little different than the NBA hang time. Alright, so here's the start of it. Alright, so what do we got here? Alright, so this looks like, it's going to be our inputs here. I'll tell you right now, FFEF 3 times in a row. It looks real familiar. No, that's a little off. Okay, FFEF, FFEF. Okay, it is a little different. So, let's separate these by different inputs here. Put this to the side, and what we'll do here is we'll go into the inputs here. See, so the first input, it's looking for FFEF. And if you notice, it's going to be these last 4 characters here. That's going to be... Alright, so we got block. going to be just something on player 1 here. Block and okay, there it is. So the first button is going to be, I think that's, they call it light punch, I believe, on this game. So it's light punch player 1. Oops, 3 times. There we go. And it looks like it's going to be a direction, possibly. Okay, light punch, and the next one is heavy punch. And we got block. They don't call it block, though. They call it guard or something like that. We'll just call it block. And looks like we got player 2 coming in here. Like heavy punch three times. And light punch 2 times. Alright, so there's our code input. Player 1 light punch 3 times, player 1 heavy punch. Guess we should specify player 1 block, player 2 heavy punch times 3, player 2 light punch times 2, and then block. You know what, let's go back in here and see which buttons I expect for 8E, 8E, I think it is for. There it is, okay, so it's guard, both punch buttons, and up, okay. So that's the first trick. Light punch and heavy punch. Plus up. So this is going to be kind of tricky on a keyboard and a gamepad. Try to pull this off, but we'll see if we can do it. So those 3. Okay, that's not bad for player 2 on the keyboard. Definitely doable. Okay, we'll give it a shot. So it's very common to the, or it's very similar to the other one as far as accessing the developer menu, or not menu, the screen here. Basically, when it boots up, you want to hold up, block, light punch, heavy punch on both controls, and then as soon as the screen there's going to be something that happens. I don't know about this game because I haven't done it yet, but there's like some kind of sound indicator or something. But once that happens, you got to hold down on both sticks. So let me see if I can. Somehow manipulate my hands to press all 4 of these keys on the keyboard, and then up and 3 buttons on this controller. This controller is from a PlayStation Classic. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Alright, so let's do this. Let's set this up to where we'll use controller 2 as controller 1. Then we're going to have to change this, obviously, when it's time to do this sequence code. Alright, so that should be set up right. Let's go into menu here and make sure. Okay, so that makes it easier. Let's try it. There we go. So you see here it triggered our breakpoints. We're at the menu or the flag check here. It's no different than our last save state, but we'll do it just in case. So this is where we want to put that button combination in. But we're going to do this. We're going to go back in. We're going to take out the controls for player 2. We're going to unbind them because obviously it's not going to work and the way it's set up. So let's go back in here. Oops, I didn't change that one. Now main's being a prick, apparently. Alright. Press again, player 2 left, logo S. I wonder why it does that. I noticed that to change something, you gotta double click it, and if you change that button by pressing the button that you want it to be, it'll automatically go down to the next one, and if you double click it at that point, then it gets finicky. It's not right. Defense, there we go. Power punch. There we go. Okay, we should be good now. Alright. So we'll load it, and let's see, let's go over our code here. Light punch, 1, 2, 3. We punch twice, block. So 3, 2, 1. And then it's 3, 2, 1, but it's backwards. It's got a heavy punch. 3, 2, 1. That's pretty simple, I guess. try again. I punch 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Alright, let's see what that does. We'll double check our buttons if that didn't work this time. You don't really necessarily have to be as fast like on the EJB menus. Alright, so let's go in here and make sure our switches are what we expect them to be here. So light punch is FFEF. Okay, that's right. Heavy punch FFBF, that's right. Block FFDF, that's right. Heavy punch for player 2 is BFFF, that's right. Light punch EFFF, that's right. And block is... Okay, so all those are right. So the next thing we're going to do is let's double check, make sure we got the right input. Those are right. Guess we'll keep trying. Alright, so that's good. So I guess we'll keep trying it here. It's really odd how it goes. You know what? We might step to that developer screen also, because I think there might be something else going on there. As you saw when we kind of forced our way in there, it showed nothing but a background, but with these last few attempts, it didn't even give us a background, it's just a black screen. So let's see, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so what's also weird is that this flag here at 10F 27EO is supposed to set after we put in the correct code, but for some reason it's already set, and it keeps setting itself. So let's do this. Let's turn that off for now. Oh yeah. Well, I guess we got to turn it off after the fact. We passed the check. That might be helpful. Yeah, we're gonna have to step through this because it looks like it's not Oh yeah, thanks for the heads up there. Could have sent me a message on Hangouts or something. Left you guys hanging on the hex editor. So anyhow, I'll show you what it's doing and what it's not doing, since you guys can now see. We'll load our state here. I'll put the code in. 1 2 3 1 2 1 1 2 3 1 2 1. It just does black screen for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not pushing anything right now. I just let it go, and it goes back to attract mode. But something is odd over there. Alright, so this flag, I'll show you this flag again. We'll get rid of this is the inputs, but this flag, alright, back. So this flag here isn't supposed to be set until you do the correct combination. So what happens is step one is you get into the developer menu, and in step 2 you do the button combination, and it shows you the secret menu. So the fact that this flag is already set is not right. Alright. Guess who's back? So, let's see. Kind of want to find out what's right in that flag. So let's do that. Let's find out what's right in that flag. So there it erases. And there it comes back immediately. Why? That's not right. We can also do this. Maybe factory bug. Who knows? We will clear that. with that code there, that should clear AO. Right there it's getting wiped. And right there it's still wiped. Alright, so and it's getting set in another location. Wow. Unless this flag's used in a couple different places. I don't know. Let's see here. We'll do an alternate state here, just to clear that flag and see how it goes. Oh, check that out. As soon as I enter the test menu, it writes FFFF to that flag area. Alright, so with that being changed, let's go ahead and let's bind our controls for player 1 and player 2 to get back to the live developer menu here. Having a hard time getting back into it for some reason. Maybe it's those changes we did. maybe. Let's try this. Go back to the initial save state, which no changes were done. All right, there we go. So I think it's just my error. It's kind of tricky to get to it. It's not. There's like a 35 frame. Or wait a minute, it's not 35. It's 35 in hex. So it's probably, what is that? Yeah, 53 frames. That it does. You gotta hold it for at least that amount of time. Alright, so we know that's working. Let's go back to our edited save state where we changed that flag from getting wiped. We'll continue. We'll see if we can get back in there. I know there's something not right with that, the way that's working. It's unlike the other ones. Oh, it's interesting. I just noticed. Look at this. Look at our flag count here. It was EB. We want that to be 0. Or why that's writing. Oh, look at that. I wrote right there. Let's see. Alright, so let's get rid of that, get rid of that. Get this back up here. Just gonna run through it here and see what's right into that this time. So far, just the 3 accounts we know of. Wait a minute, I must have missed it there because it changed. Okay, right here. Okay, so right here, where our clear flag is getting jumped here for some reason. Let's go over and see what's going on over here. Alright, so we got a breakpoint to where I think is causing that right. Let's see what's going on. Okay, try. His address looks familiar, but I don't remember what it was. But the first thing I notice is the value is 168, which is odd because I'm wondering if that's an error. It should be 186, pointing to the inputs. Could be a coincidence. Let's find out. Oh, there's a flag set there. Okay, either I'm missing something here, or did I just see A3, which is 0, be pushed into the value at A4, which is 168, which is up here, and it didn't change to the 0. It's interesting. And we got oh look at this, a DSJ loop. That's like a pretty handy instruction cycle here. Wish I had access to such a tool. So it doesn't seem like that's an error as far as the address here in A4 is concerned, because you can't write to this area because that's just for it's for your inputs, physical inputs. Yeah, there's probably one in Rampage. Yep, I got both NBA jams, and there's probably one in Open Ice. Yeah, I've discovered the NBA jams in the hang time yesterday and today. Let's see what's going on here. 21FO. Look at that, another DSJS. Check that out. And here we go again. Let's see if A0, which is 0, is the value. See if it gets pushed into the address at 168. Let's see if it changes it right there. That's so odd. I could have swore when I did that, something in the input over here in the input window just changed. Maybe it's just me, but I'll have to run that back later and see. Let's see, A1 to A1. There we go. And I totally missed the whole point there. I was looking to see what when that was writing to 10F 27EO here. Alright, so let's go back through this, and right in this routine here is where our write's going to happen that we're trying to find out. But we can go back through that input deal and see what's going on there. So here's the 168, and this is where it's going to push, let's see, A3, which is 0, into the value at A4, which is showing a value of 1, so that should turn to 0, which it doesn't, strangely enough. And then I was right, over here on the input side there are changes. Wow, let's play this out here. Let's keep going and see if I just physically. Alright, so let's do this. Let's try to find out more about how this is set up here. So according to the driver from MAME, that area is dedicated to the sound. Kind of makes sense when it breaks on a write point, because right now it's showing the processor for the soundboard. Well, this is the same board since it's a Wolf unit, but so we're halfway there, I guess. Let's do this. Let's revert back to the normal state. Let's walk through this again. So, put a breakpoint right here, because I believe this jump here is going to do most of the execution, so we'll see how much it does. So when you see some instructions back to back like this that kind of don't make sense as far as flow logic, it makes me wonder if there's another jump here, because right now it's moving this value into A10, and then it's going to check it again. And this JRN it pretty much says jump to this routine if it's negative. Obviously our 212 is not negative, so figure out, let's kind of save some of these values here when we get into the next routine. I want to have some kind of reference to what registers were assigned, so you can somehow figure out what this is about to do. Alright, so you see our assignment of A8. We're just going to call this routine here. We got A9 and A8. And A10 was also assigned. Alright, so if they are equal, we're going to jump to D190. It's going to exit. Alright, so that one delay is in fact our actual delay. I don't know what this one was or came from. Probably a mistake on my half, because I had about 4 games going at once. Okay, so A10 was assigned the amount of the limiter in this loop. I'm sorry, it's a counter. It's not the loop limiter. A9 is the loop counter here. It looks like 11. It jumps back up, and it's just doing a simple input check between 2 addresses on the controls. If they're the same, it's going to exit. It's going to exit with clearing the C flag. So this thing should end without the flag clearing whatsoever, since I'm sorry, with it clearing, because they're the same. There's no inputs. So there's our set C. It's going to back us out. And then it's going to jump if the C is carried, so it is carried. We're going to jump to CB30, which is going to be up. Looks like it's going to loop again. Okay, so we're back to where I was saying. So this was a loop. That's why they had it like that. After it does the input checks, if they're equal, which sets the C flag, it's going to jump back up, and it's going to do it all the way until A10 runs to 0, or FFFF being a negative number, and then it'll jump to FF8, FO600. So that's probably what it's going to do. So we'll do. So we never see this part. I don't think we get to. I don't think we get to see that part. So just to confirm, we'll do a breakpoint on that. And then we'll do. Let's clear those breakpoints. Yeah, we never see that portion of the code, so let's run that back. And let's force that. Alright, so around the portion of the code that gets jumped. Now, check that out. Let's try that again this time. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got another one. Okay, so we might as well jump. This is probably the same deal here. Here's our DSJ loop setter right there. It's probably going to go through the same thing, which it looks like it does because it's got the same routine address. So we will go one step further. We'll jump this one to 90 CCFO. And the same thing again. They get a lot of hoops. A lot of hoops to jump through on this one. Alright, so let's jump. All the way down here, and then let's see what this is going to take us to. Let's go over to FFD2 3140. D2 3140. Yep, that's the right one. Okay, so. Alright, so looking at this, I could tell you this is a palette. And that palette probably ends right about there. So that's loading in a palette in the register A14. It's saving that into the thread offset of 20. And then we're going to jump here. What I'm going to do is let's do a state save here. Okay, so there you go. There is, they don't call it the secret Midway menu, but there it is. There's a bunch of hoops to jump through to get through that one. I'll probably go back through and check it out to see what all needs to be done, but actually got correct names to some of the audits, watchdog feedings, process list, reinitializations, self-corrected CMOS errors. And then the next 3 or 4 screens, I think, are just your typical audits you can find in the test menu. I guess that's it. That was a little less than the other ones that had 1 screen less. So, not much to it. I think the challenge to getting to it is more of a treat than actually getting it, because you really don't get anything out of these menus. It's more or less just the audit menu. I don't know why, but you just go through here and you can see all those audits. Pretty much accessible through here. There's even some in here that, yeah, they're pretty much all in here. Here you go. Here's the watchdogs. Here's the processes, reinitialization. You got some extra ones that are in here that aren't even on the secret menu. So, the secret, but it's not too good of a find.
Gentlemen, this is Howard Finkel, and welcome to Wrestlemania by Midway. Tonight's matchup, The Undertaker.
This is probably the third time I played this game. Looks kind of neat. Just no good at it. I guess that's probably why I don't play it much. It's got some really cool stuff. It's kind of definitely 90s Midway stuff. If I were to hack this game, I would make a pin count right there. I don't understand why there's not a pin count, and maybe some way to kick out of it. Maybe get a little bit of health or something back if you get out of it. It's up there. 5. Does anybody know the combination? I mean, what are these move combinations like? Is it like, okay, I see that's half circle forward, light punch, quarter circle. What was that? Fine. Are there fatalities in this game? That'd be really cool to find. That's the problem with some of these, you know, to get the most out of these games, you gotta already know it really well, and the fact that I don't know this game that well would be kind of an uphill. But, I mean, I like it. It looks pretty cool. I might put some time into it. We get a little WWF Wrestlemania Plus or something going on. Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, I didn't know you can get out of the ring. Check that out. Well, your opponent will...
Into the ropes.
Oh, that's cool. I gotta find him now. I got a combo. You got me one time. Maybe it's just me with... Let's try another guy. Killer Instinct Plus? Yeah. The thing with Killer Instinct is there's already a... I mean, that game's... There's not a lot that needs addressed to it. Honestly, there's a pretty good game already. That's hilarious. No idea how I did that. Punch and run together. Oh, check that out. Okay. Oh, that was a hit. Come on. So there's a hidden version of Robotron that had its graphics removed, and then I think Sal confirmed that Atom Bomb is a hidden character. Huh. Wow. Now, I was growing up. I did watch quite a bit of wrestling. Back in the good days, Undertaker, Hogan, Andre the Giant. From that era on, you know, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, all the way up until probably, I guess, the Attitude Era was probably the best era for the WWE when they had Stone Cold and The Rock and all those. It was pretty entertaining, but honestly haven't watched much wrestling since then. Probably 15 years or so.
Razor Ramon. Tonight's matchup, Razor Ramon versus Lex Luger.
You know what this game needs? I'll tell you what this game needs. Hold on, I'll find it for you. This is what this game needs right here.
Michigan. It's a day that I'm certain my guest at this time will not forget. I'm talking about the former Intercontinental Champion of the world, Macho Man Randy. Nothing means nothing. Nothing means nothing. What do you mean by that? I'm talking about all the way to the top. Yeah.
It's a Macho Man.
Stacked against the Macho Man Randy Savage in Wrestlemania 3. Yeah, let me say it, yeah. Let me say it out loud. And let me point to the president of the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, so fatalities were covered up, huh, by another corporation, kind of like the NBA with NBA Jam.
World Wrestling Federation, and there is no doubt about it. Yeah, you mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh man, now we're kind of want to
Wait a minute, though.
dig into the game a little more now after seeing all this.
Mr. Jack Tunney, the distinguished president of the World Wrestling Federation, for Ricky Steamboat being the Intercontinental Champion today?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, outside interference. Yeah, in my moment of glory. Yeah, no, I'm living in a nightmare, and I am the cream. And now, not only the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt must fall, but the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Who will be the victor?
Needs Macho Man. It needs Hogan.
Just out of curiosity, Randy, and I certainly don't want to diminish your tremendous God-given talents, but
That's coked out Savage, all right.
She's on the outside of the ring. Does she interfere in matches? Yeah. Nothing, zero, yeah. Pure athlete, yeah. And I've been, right from the top to the bottom. And because I can't handle the Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop, nobody does it better.
I've already got maximum hang time, Charles. Alright, so there's a menu, obviously. I really don't even know if I want to go into all the hoops to get to that, because there wasn't so much in there. You know, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do it. But at least you've seen it. Let's see, right? Now let's go back in here. This black screen there, it's... I really don't understand why they're just holding the button down. Alright, so we can go in here, I can tell you what inputs you're looking for. Seems like once you get to that black screen, there's a few more they want to see. Alright, so we're going to look at these A8 register assignments. So it looks like they're inputs. Alright, so it looks like to me when that black screen comes up, it's going to find, let's see here. It wants to see, I'm guessing, a button held for a certain amount of time. We can check that out right here. We can go back into our input, our switch test here, and we can see that FFFE FF is you know what? It might help here if I gave player 2 some inputs here. Alright, so kick should be F. Ah, damn it, I did it now. Why? Come on. Get out of there. Okay, now we're back. Power punch. Okay, we want that R. Kick. We want to delete that, and then we want it to be F, and then up here. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't want that to be. Yeah, we do. Come on. That's just great. Actually backed out the whole damn thing because they're finicky input assignments there. Alright, I think we're good. Let's see, block. Alright, so the first one is FFFE. I think that's going to be a player 2 deal. Yeah, it's going to be. Alright. Yeah, we're going to do something else. This is not that interesting. Just kind of wanted to see the buttons worse, or maybe later I could share it. Other people can try to get into it if they wanted to. There's really no benefit to it though. Okay, so it's down, left, down, left, up. Down, left, up, down on player 2. Okay. Yeah, these are valid input values. This here doesn't make any sense because this character here is not even in the address range for inputs for player 1 or player 2. So I'm not sure what that's going to do, but this is down, up. I'm sorry, down, left, up, down. On player 2, if you were to take the base address there of the inputs. We can try that real fast, I guess. Oops, you know what? Let's get that breakpoint off of there. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to work, but... Oh. I accidentally pressed start on 2-player, so I'm cool there. Alright, so anyways. Alright, so I guess there's going to be some learning required here. I got to learn how to play this game. I want to be good at it and try to find some stuff. No combinations of buttons. Yeah, no. No, there's nothing. I'll show you the inputs here. You can see FFFE, FFFF, and we would be looking at, what is it, the 5th character in, and oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there is something. You're right. You are absolutely right. So that is... Okay. Light punch. Or light kick. Alright, let's try that. You are right. I don't know how many times I put in or if I gotta... Light kick, down, left, up, down. There might be... Okay, let's try both controllers there. I mean, I can, if you really want me to find out what the combination is, I can look at it harder, but I mean, I see what the result is, and it doesn't really want to motivate me to do it. Yeah, this would be... Player 1 light kick. And I think, let's see... FFB. You know what? I was off a little bit. That was the wrong. That was the wrong one. They do have some pretty cool effects I see on some of these sprites I kind of want to carry over to other games. Oh, okay. So let's see. That's. Man, I don't know what I was thinking. On some of this stuff, I was way off.
Somebody call security.
Could be. Or they could be just, the way they might be is they just want to make sure that that's the only button pressed, since they got the full address there. So let's see, that one's block. We can just, let me just copy that down here because this one's block as well. FFBF. That one's heavy punch. And EF is light punch. Okay. We'll try both those methods though. See, so we got light kick, block, heavy punch, light punch, block, light kick. What's up, Power Instinct? Yeah, it's something different. Just following up on the secret Midway menus. I think they seem to follow Mark Turmell. So that's what it was. Just stemming all of his games to see if they exist, and so far they do. NBA Hang Time, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NBA Jam, and WWF. I'm sure he's got others. I think he did Narc. I'm not sure. Maybe that was before he came up with this thing that he likes to do, which is fruitless because there's really nothing to gain from it. At least the Ed Boon menu had endings or something like that. Well, I'll give it a few more tries, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's both players. Lock, heavy punch, light punch. Ah, shit. Alright, yeah, we're done trying to get into that. We've already know what's on the other side of that fence. Do 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 do. Alright, so we can show you the process here of the input reads. So there's the first one. Passes, it goes to the next one. And into the next one. So these are all sequential. It's not really holding one button, I don't think, and then checking for input. I mean, it could be, but so we'll step through it here. JFC right here. JFC. Alright, so there's our raw input for, and here's a routine. It's going to do a compare. Let's see. Get these two. Let's pull these up. Let's pull up these two addresses here. 2115, 2170. Okay, so I think these are probably, let's say, timestamps. Let's do this. Let's no, not necessarily. I don't see anything changing. It stays 186. Stays 186 even through a machine cycle here, or reset. So
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Trickle. And welcome to Wrestlemania by Midway. Yokozuna. Tonight in the squared circle, Yokozuna versus Lex Luger and
2115, 2170 it was calling, and oh, that's not one. Let's go. Alright, so we're back to the input check routine here. Starting to get personal now. 2115, 2170 here. So we got a 0 at 2115. We got a 10 at 2170. Let's see what happens to these values. Guessing this is probably a pointer to the input addresses for the players, since you had 186 here. And then 10 after that is what they're expecting for player 2. Alright, let me see something here. Let's see. Let's see. Player 2 is. That's what it is. That's the address for the kick harness. Like the light kick and light and heavy kick. That's what that is. So if we do the same thing over here, yeah, okay. That's not player 1, player 2. That's light kick, heavy kick. That's for the the kick harness for the machines that have more buttons than what a typical JAMA cabinet has. They'll have a kick harness on it. So if we go back through there, knowing that, so that's checking the JAMA controls and then the kick harness. It's getting the input at both. And right now it's comparing AO to A8. You know what I didn't realize? Let's see here. Let's go back through that. Okay, so yeah, it's comparing the main input. So the first one, it undoubtedly is looking for light kick, being pressed by player 1. It is equal, it's going to D190. It's going to set the flag, or clear the flag. So what we'll do is we'll come back around to that. We put AL equals A8. Oops, I did that wrong. Come back around again. AL equals A8. Let's try that again. So that's true, it's going to clear the C flags. That's going to continue, so that first step is definitely checking for light kick on player 1. So we'll continue, we'll see what these ones do, FFDF. That's gotta be right, okay. So we'll do this again. Yeah, so that's right. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little slow to it. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll try it. We'll try it a few more times. But I mean, in the end, we know what's going to happen if we do get it. So it's not a big deal if we don't get it. Let's see. Light kick, block. We punch, light punch, block, light kick. Yeah, I've already done that. That's how I got into it. That's exactly how I got into the secret menu there. pretty much just you know what? Looks like I made an error here. Made an error here. This is FFFD. I got FFFE. Oh, so the right one. I got that one wrong. That's what it is. Okay. So it's FFFD. My mistake. My mistake. Let's try this again here. First, let's see which ones. Oh, okay, okay. Let's player one, heavy kick. Alright, so. There we go, and that's it. That's the input. So what's really odd, if we go back to the beginning of the video, we found this input here. And I'm not sure what that's used for now, because if we go back, let's do this from let's just say we don't have any of this debug and we just got the game and we want to try it. You would have to, when you start the game, you'd have to hold block, light punch, heavy punch, and up on both controls. And then press down after you see the first background image on the screen. You'd hold down and it should take you to that black screen, which that black screen is supposed to show the developers, I'm assuming, which is obviously there's a problem there. Kind of now I'm thinking about seeing why the developers don't display. Maybe we can fix that or something. But anyhow, when that's up, it's a black screen. But you got to put this input here in, and it'll take you to this extra screen here.
Mr. Food!
Which there's nothing. There's really absolutely nothing extra in it. Kind of want to try this from, let's see here, up, down. This is going to be super tough to do. Yeah, I'm not going through the hassle of reassigning inputs just to use both controllers, or both sides of one controller. But that's it. I mean, you get it. There ain't much to it. Maybe I'll put it on the cutting room or something. I really don't like posting there. Kind of a hassle, but so what's next? Got an idea. Let's see what I can get here. Try another game real fast just to see if you guys think, what other games has Mark Turmell done? I think Narc. Has he been in, was it Narc? Was it, did he do 2-on-2?
Are you tough enough to step into the squared circle? What's this? Quick reversal. That could cost him the match. And look at this. What's this? Quick reversal. Did you see that? Unbelievable.
Alright, let's see what we got. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, you did do okay. So he was in more of design on NBA Jam Smart Tonal card. Oh, that's what it was. That's what I'm thinking of. That's exactly what I was thinking of. This is old school here. What's this? Y units? Gotta wait for this thing to boot up. My controller's playing with me. I hit the A button, X button, it goes down. See what's going on here. Oh yeah, this is the dual analog, isn't it? I gotta press start button. Here we go. Interesting. Start button to a black screen. Good thing we got a save state already. It's gotta be interesting to try to do. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here. Total garbage. $85 and $80. Oh, wow, look at these. Not even sure. Okay, U89 105, just what I thought. Just like the Y units. Don't remember the sequence though. 105 and then 89 maybe. Yep, okay, cool. Alright, let the search begin here. Definitely not like the other games, I know that off the bat. Let's see what we got. With a game like this, there's probably tons of these. Destroy General Oops. Secret. Secret airplanes. Okay. That's gotta be. Nothing here. Press advance. Is that in the game? Lives a word to start, 3 lives a word for continue. That coincides with what I see right here. Right down here anyways. So let me go back here. Up there, Louise. Louise in Brazil. String here, I mean, I've probably played this game a few times. It was kind of before my introduction to arcades. What was this, like, I don't know, 89, 90, something like that. Let's check the credits here, see where this is at. Total Carnage. Oh, 92. I guess Mortal Kombat was probably my first introduction to the arcade. This is probably right before it. Around the same time, I think. Story. The year is set in 1999 and a new world war is brewing. Okay.
Total Carnage! All we are making is baby milk!
That's a bomb. I guess I'll remember that. Alright, so anyways, moving on from that, well, I mean, really not gonna spend the time to dig into. I just wanted something that was slightly familiar. All those games that use the same kind of secret menu I was gonna dig up. That one seems like it's not one of those games, so we'll move on. Let's see. Oh, Carnage is not what I was thinking it was. if I was muted. Basically, I was talking about the WWF game. If they had a Royal Rumble game mode, that would be kind of cool. But then there was only, it says here, there's only limited to 4 people they put in the ring at once, even on the final match where there's more than 4 players or 4 characters. The other ones will be outside the ring. I don't know if it's just like a limitation to what the machine can handle, or if it's just they didn't want you to be bombarded by more than 3 people at once. So yeah, that would be a cool game mode. Royal Rumble would be. Alright, let's see here. Let's go back to what's next? What's next? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Alright guys, I guess I'm done here. We found what we were looking for in Wrestlemania. So we'll see what's next here. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.